Scanning for audio. Scanning for audio.
Welcome to a Tin Dog podcast. This time I'm going to be talking about, well, it's going to be Doctor Who, isn't it? This month, because I'm still in January, I've been playing a bit of catch up with one of the stories that I just forgot I'd downloaded, because I'm an idiot. And another story which was part of a two-parter. Now, first off, I need to say that I listened to Torchwood Double Part 2 in order to make myself feel better after the emotional journey that was the one I'm reviewing today, which is Doctor Who Unbound number 10. 10? Let me get this right. So, got it written down. Doctor Who Unbound, Doctor of War, Destiny. Doctor of War number 2, Destiny. Now, I thought that this was going to be an ongoing, incredible journey with Colin, where we'd get to experience Colin as the War Doctor, okay? Because let's face it, Colin's acting ability is like this big, and the amount of acting ability that he gives to the Doctor is like this big, which is like this much more than most actors who can give this much. But with the War Doctor, you get a whole different take on the Doctor. He's not the War Doctor here. He's not someone with no name. This is the parallel universe that went off on a tangent if Genesis of the Daleks was different. Okay? If they had actually blown up the Daleks, that's it. The Time War started there and then, and that was it. We've had one box set, which is just brilliant. And then here we've got the second box set, which makes a full set. These two box sets make one full narrative. You don't have to think, oh, I'll be inundated for this for ages. No, it's not like War Doctor Begins or any of those. You think, oh, it's a whole new series. It's not. You can just throw yourself into this, get it, it's done. It's 3 stories. Hang on, here's the overall synopsis. Times have changed, a choice was made, and the universe diverged, and now all of history is at war. One man stands at the centre of it, but whose side is he on? Is he with the angels or the demons? And does anyone even know which is which? He was once a doctor. Once. He is now a doctor no more. He is the warrior, the Doctor of War. Okay, so story 1, Who Am I? By Nigel Fairs. Now, this is the one that is based on Face of Evil. But imagine the storyline where you've got the initial creating of Xoanon, where it's the Master and the 6th Doctor instead of the 4th. We've kind of missed out the 5th for this whole thing. I'd love to know what happened to the 5th. I'd love a version of the War Doctor. In fact, each individual Doctor to have their own War Doctory storyline. It would be great. But that's a whole other storyline. Who am I? The Tesh and the Sevateem are at war, obeying the orders of their god, Xoanon, which I could never read in the Target novelisation because I could read it as Xoanon. Yeah. But they cannot know their battle has a higher purpose, one led by the Time Lord responsible for Xanon's creation, a Time Lord called the Master. Yeah. There's a beautiful moment in this involving sweets. Don't want to say any more than that, but when you get to it, you'll go, that's what he meant, because it's great. I did enjoy this because even on a mathematical level, not mathematical, fan service level, you've got the ticky box thing where you're going, that's from this story, oh yep, that makes sense. Oh, I wonder how that works. Oh, that's a clever take. And so on. But you need to ignore all that. What you need to do is throw yourself into the bigger narrative, the storyline, where it's going, what it's doing, what it's trying to portray to us. Seriously, these things are important. Because obviously the end narrative. Because Louise Jameson is great as Leela. But she's great as Leela in this. Because this is her origin story retold for an alternative universe. How many alternative... Her timeline is a bigger mess than Ace's, and Ace's timeline's a mess. Story number 2 by Lizzie Hopley. Now, Lizzie Hopley has produced some of the best Big Finish stuff of late. She's an absolute find. I need more stuff from her. Time Killers by Lizzie Hopley. Arriving on Marinus in search of a temporal weapon, the warrior and the master are confronted by a place where time literally is money. As the master finds himself in changed circumstances, the warrior finds himself with a deadly decision to be made. This does demonstrate the escalation of the Doctor and the differences between him and the Doctor that we're presented with now. He's not evil, he's just very, very focused. The master, of course, is Moffat. Oh my god, how good is Geoffrey Beevers in this? It's all set on Marinus, but I'm not quite sure why. It does make sense because you've got the acid oceans and things like that, which are mentioned. But I don't know. Perhaps it's one of those stories that just needs me to go back over it again, because perhaps this just one wasn't really for me. Or perhaps, which is more likely, it was overshadowed by parts 1 and part 3. Because part 3, The Key to Time by Tim Foley, has possibly the single most emotional endings of any Doctor Who story of late. Seriously, I defy anyone not to go, whoa, at the end. It's a glorious piece of character writing. Yes, for the actors it might have been a little bit confusing. I get that. Do not think that this is a story you can just have on in the background while you're doing the dishes or something. This will require your focus. Oh yeah, here we go again. It's the key to time again. Here's a Guardian. But no, this is the Guardians at war. This is a very different take, a very different adaptation. This is something different. This isn't just, oh, it's the Time War again. Because it's not. What it is emotional. Genuinely an actual journey where you're finding out what makes the Doctor, what makes the Master, but has gone. Because, well, let's face it, you've read the book, you've seen the box, you've seen the little picture on the front of the box, wherever I've put the icon. It's got Davros in it. Because this is a story with Davros, who the Doctor's never met, and the Sixth Doctor, not the Sixth Doctor, working together. Just on paper, that makes you want to go, yes, I'll have that. And you do. You want it immediately because it's just a great story. So even if it's just the key to time and you're like, oh, we've been here before, we've tread these boards, you haven't seen it like this before. The idea of the Davros-Doctor relationship where they've never met each other and they are gathering the key to time and they are each other's assistants, just absolutely spot on. I loved it. I will go back and listen to series 1 and do series 2 all in one go again. I genuinely will. It's just lovely. So if, like me, you missed this, go back, find it, download it. It's yours. Get it. Just go for it. It's great. So with that, I'll say farewell, play you the trailer as always, and until next time, be seeing you.
It ends with a new beginning.
From Big Finish Productions, Doctor of War, Destiny.
And so it begins. Warrior, you have been chosen for a vitally important task. It concerns the key to time. You know of the key to time?
You seek the key to time?
Our fates are linked.
Leela.
Everything is ending, and it ends with you. Leela. Excellent. Would you like an acid drop?
It is true then. They say the evil one drinks acid.
Again and again, I die.
Big Finish, for the love of stories.
That was the Doctor Who Tin Dog podcast, available on iTunes, YouTube, Twitter, RSS, Vimeo, and across the internet. Doctor Who and its associated properties are all copyright and trademark of the BBC. No infringement is intended. Why not become a supporter by visiting patreon.com/tindog. Contact the show on tin-dog@hotmail.co.uk. The Tin Dog podcast is a founder member of the Doctor Who Podcast Alliance.